fans, and a very warm welcome to Premier Sports coverage of the 2017 Swedish Elite League. It is round 13 tonight's the penultimate round of the regular league season, and we're at the Motala Arena for Piraterna against Eskilstuna Smederna. Dave Goddard here taking you through the action as ever. The riders are on their way to the tapes for heat number one, so we'll very quickly run you through the two sides, starting with the Pirates. At number one is Emil Seiferdinov, number two Peter Carlson, three is Christoph Buskovski, number four is Peter Killerman, five Niels Christian Iversen, number six the skipper Daniel Davidsson, and number seven Damian Balinski. Their team manager Stefan Skill. For the Blacksmiths, Eskilstuna Smederna, number one is Gregors Valacek, number two Mikael Mikkelsen. It's rider replacement at three for Mate Zager, number four the skipper Michael Jepsen Jensen, number five A.Lebedev, six Linus Eklof, and number seven Pontus Aspgren. Their team managers Jerker Eriksson and Stefan Jarl. Referee is Johan Anderberg. So here we go with heats number one then. Peter Carlson, the veteran Swede, off gate number one in blue for Piraterna. Gate 2 in white, Gregors Valacek. Gate 3 in red, Emil Seiferdinov. And gate 4 in yellow, Mikael Mikkelsen. Ready for heats number one in the sunset here in Sweden. The first of 15 heats gets underway and down towards the first turn. Great start by Gregors Valacek. The Polish rider leads into the first turn. His teammate Mikael Mikkelsen trying to push his way through on the inside. Emil Seiferdinov going for the outside. The Russians side by side as they come off the turn. Looks like Seiferdinov is going to take the lead as they go around the outside into the second lap. Yes, he's got it. Ahead of Valacek in second place. Mikkelsen under pressure from Peter Carlson, having a go on the inside. The comeback king, 46 years of age, the Swede, having a go at the man in yellow, Mikael Mikkelsen, the former European junior champion, battling with Peter Carlson for third. Second place, Gregor Valacek, but Emil Seiferdinov clearing away in front. Seventh place in this year's World Championship at the moment. Finished sixth in the Swedish Grand Prix at the weekend at Målilla, the home of Dakarna. Running wide there, the rider in white, Peter Carlson, getting ever closer to the two Eskilstuna Smederna riders. Well, on the last lap, though, it's going to be a 3-all to kick off the meeting. The win goes to Emil Seiferdinov, second place to Gregors Valacek, Mikael Mikkelsen in third, and Peter Carlson at the back. It's a 3-all to kick off the evening then, with Emil Seiferdinov, the Russian, taking the win. This is potentially a very important meeting because Piraterna sixth in the table, Eskilstuna Smederna fifth, and only the top six sides in the league qualify for the playoffs. Smederna have 11 points at the moment. Piraterna, Indianörna and Rospigana all have 9. There's a good start there by Gregors Valacek. It's Emil Seiferdinov getting round the outside at the end of the first lap to take up the lead. The Smederna pairing, the Blacksmiths as the team are known, briefly first and second. Emil Seiferdinov going around the outside, though, at the end of the first lap, taking Gregors Valacek, the former Poole Pirates and Lakeside Hammers rider, for the lead. Seiferdinov had a brief spell with Coventry in the UK, taking the win in heat number one. A time of 57.1 seconds ahead of Valacek, Mikkelsen and Carlson. It's Piraterna 3, Smederna 3. 2-minute klaxon sounds for heat number two. The four reserves will be out on track for this one. Home skipper Daniel Davidsson partnering Poland's Damian Balinski. They take on Linus Eklof, Pontus Aspgren, the former Wolverhampton rider. Close encounter in prospect. The return fixture earlier in the season saw Eskilstuna Smederna win by 46 points to 43, so it could be close for the aggregate bonus points, and it will be close in our other three ties tonight. Rospigana taking on Indianörna, Elitvettlander against Massana, and Leonen against Dakarna. We'll update you on all of those as and when we can. So ready for heat number two then. Daniel Davidsson, the skipper of the Pirates, partnering Damian Balinski. Broke his arm riding for Piraterna earlier this season here at Motala, taking on Linus Eklof, doubles up with Gripana in the Allsvenskan League, the second division in Sweden. Pontus Aspgren completing the lineup. If you are new to Speedway, the home riders wear the red and blue helmet colours, the away riders white and yellow. Each race over 4 laps. It's 3 points for a win, 2 for second, 1 for third, nothing for last or for failing to finish. The team with the most points after 15 races wins the meeting. 3 apiece after heat number one then. Pontus Aspgren goes off gate 1 for heat 2 in yellow. Daniel Davidsson gate 2 in red. Linus Eklof gate 3 in white. Damian Balinski goes from gate 4 in blue. Was a bit of a struggle for his Polish League club at the weekend. We've got 2 matches from the Polish League coming up after our Swedish coverage tonight. Rybnik versus Torun and Zielona Góra against reigning champions Gorzów. That's coming up after tonight's Swedish action. here on Premier Sports. Waiting to get going now with heat number 2. The 4 reserves, first of their 2 dedicated races, the other one being heat number 11, substitutes not allowed in the reserves races. So 3 apiece after heat number 1. 4 reserves settle across the tapes. Askren, Davidsson, Eklof and Belinsky get underway down towards the first turn. A good start by Pontus Askren. It's Smederna who show first into the first turn. Belinsky cuts to the inside. It's going to be 3 wide down the back straight. He gets some lift, doesn't quite get through on the inside. Askren leads it. The rider in white has gone down. Linus Eklof slides off. What was looking like a 5-1 for Eskilstuna. Smederna is now turned into a 3-all with Pontus Askren, the ex-Wolverhampton rider, up front in yellow, ahead of Damian Belinsky. Daniel Davidsson, ex of Poole and Lakeside, among others, in 3rd place. And Linus Eklof is out of the race. He has fallen. So the scores will still be level if it stays like this. One of the shorter tracks in the Swedish league here at the Motala Arena, part of a multi-motorsports facility. Pontus Askren it is who leads the way for Eskilstuna. Smederna looking for their first win of the evening. He's clear at the front of the field. He's going to lead home Damian Belinsky by a healthy margin. Comes home to take the win. The scores remain level with a second successive 3-all. Belinsky second, Daniel Davidsson in 3rd place. Linus Eklof was a faller. First success of the night then to the men in the red and white Kevlars, the white and yellow helmets. The away side Eskilstuna, Smederna. Pontus Askren it is who takes the win in the first of the reserves races. It could have been so much better there for Smederna. They could have taken the lead if Linus Eklof hadn't slid off at turn 3. Great start by the away pairing. Damian Belinsky made it 3 wide, got some lift down the back straights. And unfortunately, Eklof just trying a little bit too hard there into turn 3. He came sliding off. Pontus Askren was left on his own at the front. So Askren taking the win then in heat number 2 in a time of 57.0, ahead of Belinsky, Davidsson, Eklof at the back. Second successive 3-all. It's Piraterna 6, Smederna 6. Klaxon sounds for heat number 3. We'll wait to hear who's going to go in the white helmet for this one. Unfortunately, no Matej Zegar for Eskilstuna Smederna, the Slovenian, out due to illness. He's laid up with food poisoning, unfortunately, so it is rider replacement. His teammates will have to take his rides. Michael Jepsen Jensen, the skipper of Eskilstuna Smederna, will be out in yellow, the Dane, taking on Krzysztof Buskowski and Peter Killerman for the home side. My thanks to Jan Stekman for his help on the pronunciation of some of the riders. Apparently I've been pronouncing Peter Killerman's name wrong all season, so apologies to the Dane there. It is Killerman, not Kildemand. There is the Dane, not having the best of seasons in the Grand Prix this year, unfortunately. He only finished 13th at Modilla in Sweden last weekend. He partners Krzysztof Buskowski, the Pole, the former Poole Pirates rider. Peter Killerman, a former Swindon Robin, taking on Michael Jepsen Jensen. There he is in yellow, just awaiting confirmation of who is going to go in white here. You can get in touch, don't forget, via Twitter tonight, as a few of you have already done. We'll read out some of your tweets a little later on. At Mid Sports Media, that's MID Sports Media. Place to contact me on Twitter. There's confirmation of the rider in white. It's Mikael Mikkelsen, former Danish junior champion and European junior champion. Had some spells with Eastbourne and Leicester in the past in the UK. He will take the rider replacement for Matej Zegar. He's on 1 and a bonus, 3rd place in his first ride. So Krzysztof Buskowski goes off gate 1 for the Pirates in red. Mikael Mikkelsen gate 2 in white. Peter Killerman gate 3 in blue. And Michael Jepsen Jensen goes from gate 4 in yellow. Had a cracking performance in Poland over the weekend. As we say, we have got those 2 Polish matches coming up after this fixture in Sweden. Incidentally, please don't tweet in during our Polish matches because it is delayed coverage, therefore your tweets won't be read out. We are ready then for heats number 3. Buskowski, Mikkelsen, Killerman and Jepsen Jensen get underway. Down to the first turn they go, and the rider in yellow, Michael Jepsen Jensen, pushed wide by Peter Killerman there. It's Mikkelsen who's got the lead down the back straight. Buskowski left at the back because Jepsen Jensen has come through into 3rd place. Peter Killerman is attacking for the lead. Mikael Mikkelsen gets some serious lift there down the home straight, but he somehow held his lead. Here comes Killerman up the inside now as they go down towards turn number 3. Very close indeed. Killerman is cut off by Mikael Mikkelsen. The 2 Danes fighting it out for the lead. It's a Danish 1-2-3 with Jepsen Jensen in 3rd. Krzysztof Buskowski, perhaps surprisingly out the back, trying to come through on the inside. If it stays like this, the away side, Eskilstuna Smederna will take the lead. This could potentially harm the Pirates' playoff chances if they were to lose tonight. Out in front, Mikael Mikkelsen in white, the rider replacement, proving a good choice here. Krzysztof Puskowski going wide, looking for grip. We're on the last lap now, trying to go around the outside of Michael Jepsen-Jensen. He changes his line on the last bend. It's going to be a win for the rider in white. And yellow just holds on for third place. Mikael Mikkelsen taking the win ahead of Peter Killerman. Surprisingly, Krzysztof Puskowski finishing at the back. So that's the first heat advantage either way in tonight's meeting, and that means that the visitors take the lead 10 points to 8. Win going to a very pleased Mikael Mikkelsen. Look at the red and white flags waving for Eskilstuna Smederna. The blacksmiths are in front here at the home of the Pirates. Great start by Mikael Mikkelsen in white. Michael Jepsen-Jensen was pushed wide by Peter Killerman on the first turn. It came back to dive underneath a rather slow-looking Krzysztof Puskowski, and then battle with Peter Killerman briefly for second place. Killerman then going after our race leader. They've got some lift down the home straight, but was able to somehow hang on in front. A wild ride by Mikael Mikkelsen. Danes everywhere in that heat number 3. And it was indeed a Danish 1, 2, 3. Mikael Mikkelsen taking the win as the klaxon sounds ahead of heat number 4. Mikkelsen taking the win in 6.8 seconds ahead of Killerman, Jepsen-Jensen and Puskowski. It's Piraterna 8, Eskilstuna Smederna 10. Can the Pirates fight back then in heat number 4? First appearance of Niels Christian Iversen in blue in our next race. 14th in the World Championship at the moment. It's not been a very happy season for the Danes at World Championship or indeed World Cup level. Niels Christian Iversen will partner Daniel Davidsson, the skipper, taking on A.Lebedevs, the Latvian, and Pontus Aspgren, the winner of heat number 2. There is Daniel Davidsson in the red helmet. He'll go off the outside this time. A.Lebedevs, the Latvian, fairly recent signing by Eskilstuna Smederna. They've lost Pavel Shedpelski from their team. The Pole currently out with a leg injury. They also lost Andrei Karpov, the Ukrainian, earlier this season. And also, of course, Grigory Laguta after he failed a drug test at the World Cup riding for Russia. The lineup then for heat number 4. Gate 1 in white will be A.Lebedevs. Gate 2 in blue, it's Niels Christian Iversen, just on his way from the pits. Pontus Aspgren, gate 3 in yellow. And Daniel Davidsson, gate 4 in red. Looks like we may have a problem here for Niels Christian Iversen, just getting an adjustment to his bike. Hopefully he'll make it to the tapes in time. Doesn't want to risk a disqualification here. Yes, away he comes. The man who starred in Poland at the weekend for Stal Gortsov. Finished 9th in the Swedish Grand Prix, only 14th in the GP standings at the moment. So, can the Pirates fight back with a heat advantage of their own in heat number 4? A well-prepared sunny day here in Sweden at the home of the Pirates. Settle into line then, ready for heat number 4. Lebedev, Iversen, Aspgren and Davidsson. Tapes up and away they go. Great start from the outside by Daniel Davidsson. Rider in white tries to move across to stop him, but it's Davidsson, the home skipper, who leads the way. Side by side for second between the riders in blue and white. Iversen has lost out to Lebedev. It's the Latvian chasing in second place. Iversen holding off Pontus Aspgren, or is he? Aspgren having a look on the inside as they come into the second lap. Side by side between the riders in blue and yellow. Lebedev out of shape as they go into the back straight. That's handed Davidsson a clear lead. Here comes Aspgren up the inside. There's almost contact there with Iversen. Iversen, he's down. I think that's about the third time he's fallen off on that turn this season. Niels Christian Iversen. The race is going to be stopped. Now Iversen will not be happy. There was their contact with Pontus Aspgren. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell. Niels Christian Iversen is still down. Now gets to his feet. He appears to be okay. That's got to be at least the third time he's fallen off on that turn here at Motala this season. Now, was there contact there? They were duking it out already, Pontus Aspgren and Niels Christian Iversen at the back. Lebedev got out of shape ahead of them. Though they were both going for the inside line to try and pass Latvia. And then a piece of trim comes flying off Lebedev's bike. It's hard to tell from that angle. I don't think there was contact there. I think Iversen just straightened up on a grippy patch. You might be able to see better from this angle. As they come into turn 3. There goes the piece of trim from the back of Lebedev's bike. Iversen's already out of shape. Maybe he was distracted by that bit of debris flying into the air. No, there was no contact. I think it was just because Aspgren locked up slightly. So that will be a disqualification for Niels Christian Iversen, almost certainly. He's up, he's walking back towards the pits, but I'm 99% sure he will be out of the rerun. He's not happy there. He feels that he had to go down because Askren locked up ahead of him. So the first controversial incident. Moves his arm in disgust at the officials' box. What was that all about, he says? Well, they were bouncing around like motocross riders all the way around there. Bits flying off bikes and all sorts in that heat number 4. We get ready. Oh, the rerun. Making your mind up from Buck's Fizz from the stadium DJ. Oh, very funny. Who says the Swedes don't have a sense of humour? Brilliant. Let's give a chance to read out some of your tweets then while we see another replay of that race. Hi to Colin and Helena Wilson, regular viewers here on Premier Sports. Also to Julie Cox, Dylan Hodgetts, also Annie Rich, who says good luck to the Pirates tonight, hoping for a big win. Carl Shelmerdine has sent me about 4 or 5 tweets so far. He does every week. We'll try and read a few of those out shortly because the 2-minute klaxon has sounded and we're getting ready for the rerun of heat number 4. Just night weather-wise here in Sweden. Just see if the referee has made his mind up. Very cheeky there by the stadium DJ, I must say. Yeah, it's Piraterna. Carl Shelmerdine says, can you give a shout out to my good mate Stuart Bowers, a regular Speedway and Australian rugby viewer on Premier. Hello to Stuart if you're watching. Hope you're enjoying the action. Carl Shelmerdine, Bellevue supporter, says good luck to the Bellevue lads in the GP Challenge this weekend. Yes, at Toliati in Russia, of course, this Saturday. The qualifiers for for next year's Grand Prix series will be known. From the challenge meeting at Toliati all the way over in the middle of Russia. Could we see some Russian riders get through from there, I wonder? So it'll be 3 riders only for the rerun of heat number 4. Niels Christian Iversen is disqualified, being the cause of the stoppage. So it's A.Lebedev gate 1 in white, no rider off gate 2. Pontus Askren gate 3 in yellow, and Daniel Davidsson goes from gate 4 in red. I would say Davidsson starting as the favourite. He was leading at the time of the stoppage there. They pull up to the tapes for this one. I've had an interesting tweet from Anthony Weaver, who says, nice to see Piraterna aren't wearing Team Kevlars. He's not a fan of them. There's a question for debate on Twitter. We'll get onto that a little bit later. Team Kevlars, good or bad idea in the sport? Let me know your opinions at @MidSports Media. Meantime, we are ready for the rerun of heat number 4. 3 riders only. Away they go, and another lightning start by Daniel Davidsson. Cuts to the inside of A.Lebedev and takes the lead. Lebedev fights back around the outside, and the Latvian World Cup hero is going to take the lead around the outside. Pontus Askren in 3rd place, but it's Lebedev who shows in the lead. Ironically, the man who beat Niels Christian Iversen in a run-off to put Denmark out of the World Cup in the first round at Västervik in Sweden this year. Latvia, one of the star nations of this year's World Cup. Didn't quite make it to the final, though. But out in front it is A.Lebedev, the man who was originally programmed to race for the Leicester Lions this year, but replaced by Danny King in the Lions lineup. Davidsson in 2nd place. Eskilstuna Smederna are going to extend their lead to 4 points with a 4-2 here. Pontus Askren in 3rd place. High-speed procession in this heat number 4, and it's going to be a win for the man in white, A.Lebedev, ahead of in red Daniel Davidsson, and 3rd for Pontus Askren. 10-14. Now the score then, with 4 heats gone. There'll be a short break for track grading after this one. A.Lebedev it is who takes the win, Latvia's #1 speedway rider. Not been many Latvians in international speedway over the years. I remember Kęstas Pudzuks riding for Oxford a few years ago. But Lebedev charging around the outside there of Daniel Davidsson down the back straights. Pontus Askren back in 3rd. Then Eskilstuna Smederna, the blacksmiths. We've not seen them too often on Premier Sports this year. Had a mid-table season, they're in 5th place. We already lead by 3 points from the first leg, so looking to claim the bonus points here tonight. Lebedev the winner in 56.9 seconds ahead of Daniel Davidson, Askren, Iversen disqualified. Piraterna 10, Smederna 14. 4 points in it then. Hi to Dylan Hodgetts on Twitter, says thankfully this is on tonight. Gutted Wolves was off last night. Yes, Wolverhampton's fixture against Kings Lynn falling victim to the weather last night, unfortunately. Let's check out the scores from elsewhere while we have chance. It's currently Rospigana 16, Indianerna 7. A 3-2, the missing point there in heat number 2. I had 2 fallers there. 16-7 at Halstavik. At Vetlanda, it's Elite Vetlanda 17, Masana 13. Masana without the injured Ty Woofinden tonight. He's on rider replacement. Shamek Pavlichki has dropped just 1 point from 3 rides there so far. And at Gislaved, it's Leonen 6, Dakana 24. Dakana have had a bizarre season this year. Seem to be able to win at will away from home and can't win on their home track. It's rather bizarre. Leonen, incidentally, without Piotr Pavlichki, who unfortunately broke a leg over the weekend, so get well soon, Piotr Pavlichki. And that's certainly holding them back because Dakana 24-6 ahead at Leonen. Get your tweets coming in. As we say, that's our point of debate tonight. Team Kevlar's good or bad idea for the sport. Do they add anything to it? Or are you not a fan? We'll pick up on those in a little while. Meantime, we're going to take a short break while the track is graded. And we're going to take some highlights, as these scores are confirmed so far there on the graphics, from our recent NASCAR action from Watkins Glen in New York State as NASCAR goes road course racing. Some of our NASCAR highlights from Watkins Glen coming up. We'll join you again in a few. Motala Arena here in Sweden on Premier Sports, where the score is currently Piraterna 10, Eskilstuna Smederna 14 in tonight's Swedish Elite League round 13 match. Just one more round to go next week after this before the start of the playoffs. Piraterna looking to secure their place, as are Eskilstuna Smederna. Don't forget, it's the top 2 that go straight to the playoff semi-finals, the next 4 into the quarter-finals, and the bottom club are relegated. The bottom club currently Rospigana, but they're doing well tonight against Indianerna, leading by 16 points to 7. So it could well be one of those 2 clubs that may be relegated. They and Piraterna are all on 9 points ahead of tonight. So as it stands at the moment, Rospigana will move up and Indianerna will go to the bottom of the table if things stay as they are tonight. We've had a couple of tweets in on our debate about Team Kevlar's. Carl Shelmerdin, Bellevue supporter, says he likes them, makes our sport more professional. Swindon had home and away ones a couple of seasons ago, purple away ones. I don't remember that, purple away ones. I remember Oxford used to ride in purple, because that was purple and yellow with the club colours, apart from when Nigel Wagstaff rechristened them the Silver Machine, of course. Everything went silver at Oxford. Dylan Hodgetts, thumbs up for them as well. He said, I think they look more smart than race jackets, look better in matching suits. Dylan, a Wolverhampton fan. Of course, Wolves in the old gold and black. We get ready then for heats at number 5. This one will see Peter Carlson, an ex-Wolf, and Damian Belinsky taking on Linus Eklof and Michael Jepsen Jensen. There goes the 2-minute klaxon. Michael Jepsen Jensen just getting ready for action. Puts the cutout switch there, the string around his wrist. If you are new to Speedway, then that's for if a rider falls off, that piece of string or rope connects to the ignition on the bike. It pulls that out, pulls the cutout off, and the machine stops running. Prevents a runaway bike. Getting ready for heat number 5 then. 4 of our lower scoring riders so far. Peter Carlson and Linus Eklof yet to get off the mark. Damian Belinsky on 2 and Michael Jepsen Jensen on 1. So we will see a new winner in this one. Peter Carlson, seemingly ageless Swede, making a comeback this year. He retired at the start of this year, said his Speedway career was finished. We get ready then for heat number 5 then. Peter Carlson back in action, made a stellar return at reserve for the Pirates early this year. It's his partner Damian Belinsky off gate number 1 in blue, Michael Jepsen Jensen gate 2 in yellow, Peter Carlson gate 3 in red, and Linus Eklof gate 4 in white. 10-14 the score then. 5-1 for the Pirates will level these scores. Now, Michael Jepsen Jensen could start as favourite for this one, but you can never keep Peter Carlson down. Eldest of the 3 brothers, of course, Michael Carlson, aka Michael Max, and also Magnus Carlson, still racing in the Top flight in Sweden on occasions for Leonen. Michael Max has now retired. Then again, Peter Carlson said that at the start of 2017. Partnering Damian Belinsky, 2 points to his name so far, second behind Pontus Aspgren in the reserves race. Linus Eklof, a faller in Heat 2, completing the lineup, doubles it with the Griffins, Gripana, in the Allsvenskan League, the second division. So it's Belinsky, Jepsen, Jensen, Carlson and Eklof. Away we go with heat number 5, down to the first turn. Good start by Jepsen Jensen, leads into the first turn. Peter Carlson slots into second place. He's going to have a look on the inside as they go down the back straight. Good battle at the back between Belinsky and Eklof. Eklof held it around the outside at the moment, ahead of the pole. They're still side by side as they cross the line into lap 2. Jepsen Jensen leads it ahead of Peter Carlson. Belinsky in third. Here comes Eklof fighting back up the inside into turn 3. Very close there for third place. Belinsky just has it at the moment. He took third place as they came into the second lap. So it's a 3-all as it stands at the moment. Belinsky having trouble keeping his front wheel down here. It's 2 races in 1 in this heat number 5. Michael Jepsen Jensen leads the way, under pressure from Peter Carlson. All over the back of the Dane, the veteran Swede goes to the inside. He's got a run on him this time as they go down the back straight. No, Jepsen Jensen cuts him off as they come into turns 3 and 4 for the last time. Carlson, one last effort up the inside, but Jepsen Jensen wins it. Second place for Peter Carlson, third. 17 now the score, so the Blacksmiths keep their 4-point lead. Michael Jepsen Jensen said he was the favourite going into that one. Stays in front to take the win. All the action was behind him. Peter Carlson certainly putting him under pressure. And a good scrap for third in the early stages between Belinsky and Eklof as well. Good effort by Eklof there around the outside in the early stages. And Peter Carlson certainly putting the rider in yellow under pressure there, Michael Jepsen Jensen, but he held on to win it. Time of 57 seconds ahead of Carlson, Belinsky and Eklof. It's Piraterna 13, Smederna 17. Still 4 points in it then as we go towards heat number 6. Krzysztof Puskowski and Peter Killerman out against Gregor Valacek and Mikael Mikkelsen. So 2 Danes and 2 Poles for heat number 6 then. Alan Bates, another vote in favour of Team Kevlar's. So that's, I think, 3 for and 1 against so far. What do you think? Let us know at @MidSportsMedia on Twitter. One colour Team Kevlar's for every rider. You for or against? Give us your reasons why. @MidSportsMedia, MID Sports Media. Getting ready for heat number 6 then. Krzysztof Puskowski and Peter Killerman against Gregor Valacek and Mikael Mikkelsen into his third ride. A fine win last time out when he was in his second ride. First ride he was... No, in his second ride, he was in as rider replacement, for Mate Zaya. 4 and a bonus so far. He's off gate 1 in yellow. Krzysztof Puskowski, gate 2 in red. Gregor Valacek, gate 3 in white. And Peter Killerman, gate 4 in blue. He's on 2 points. Puskowski, perhaps surprisingly, yet to score. Valacek on 2 points as well, beaten by Emil Saifedinov first time out. So, can the Pirates fight back from here? They need every point they can get to try and lift themselves away towards the bottom of the table at the moment. The bottom 4 reads Eskilstuna, Smederna on 11, Piraterna, Indianerna and Rospigana are all on 9 points. Above them, Elite Vetlanda are on the top, coming into tonight with 24, Massana 21, Leonen 18, Dakana 15. So the league table is slowly starting to split into 2 into these last 2 rounds of the league. Krzysztof Puskowski. Talking of colours that riders wear, his colours remind me of Aussie Todd Wiltshire when he rode for Oxford, the white with the blue and purple trim there. Here we go then, ready for heat number 6. Mikkelsen, Puskowski, Valacek and Killerman underway down to the first turn. The rider in red moves straight out there and down goes Gregor Valacek. That will be a stoppage. The 2 poles clashing there on the run to the first turn. Krzysztof Puskowski moves straight out to the right, straight into the side of Gregor's Valacek. And we have our third faller of the evening. 2 of them at turns 3 and 4, and now 1 on the run to the first turn with Gregor Valacek down. We hope he's okay. Yep, back on his feet, more concerned about his bike. Let's have a look again there. Watch the rider in red. There have been some contact there with the man in yellow on the inside, Mikkel Mikkelsen, but down went Gregor Valacek in white. Bit of a domino there, I suspect. Referee Johan Anderberg will allow all four back in the rerun there. The rider in red there really didn't turn going towards turn one. Clipped Gregor Valacek and down went the pole. Let's wait to see what the decision is here. Gregor Valacek up and okay, walking back towards the pits. We've had a couple of your tweets. Hi to James Capes, who says he likes Team Kevlars and also congratulates Peterborough Panthers on winning the SGB Championship Fours a couple of weekends ago as well. Yes, Peterborough winning the Fours on their home track. Well done to them. And hi to Ben Clifton, one of our regular tweeters, a Kent Kings supporter. He says, I like the professional look of Team Kevlars, but makes picking riders out a bit more tricky. Yeah, that's very true. It's tricky for us commentators as well, I have to say, at times, especially if people are on the same colour bike as well. Especially as Dayglow Yellow seems to be in fashion in British Speedway at the moment. Telling people's bikes apart can be difficult too from a commentator's point of view. So Gregor Valacek back in the pits then. Just waiting to see what the decision in here. I suspect it's all four back. We haven't had official confirmation here in the commentary box at the moment. 2-minute warning sounds. Ex-sidecar racer David Williams has said on the online, turn left, Christoph. Which way did you have to turn, David, when you raced sidecars? Because I know some classes of sidecar go the opposite way around. So getting ready for the rerun then. Out of the pits goes the rider in blue there, Peter Killerman. Krzysztof Puskowski in red. Ready for the rerun of heat number 6. 13-17 the score. Rider in yellow heads out. That is Mikkel Mikkelsen. Already a winner tonight. Carl Shelmerdine just nominated his favourite colour scheme, Joe Screen's zebra bike colours and Kevlars. Yes, I remember that well. Remember the Frisian cow that Simon Stevens, the Cornish rider, used to have as well? We're discussing bike liveries. I think it was for the one of the indoor meetings one year he had that. All four riders restart. Heat number 6 then. Mikkel Mikkelsen, gate 1 in yellow. Krzysztof Puskowski, gate 2 in red. Gregor Valacek, gate 3 in white. And Peter Killerman, gate 4 in blue. What's going to happen this time then? Hopefully no collisions on the first turn. Gregor Valacek back on his bike, none the worse for his collision there. (13-17). 5-1 will level it up for the Pirates. Or are we going to see the Blacksmiths pull further ahead? Start to settle into line then. Here we go then for the rerun of heat number 6. Away we go. Was that a jump start this time by Gregor Valacek? Yes, the red lights are on. Oh dear, Gregor Valacek not having a happy time of things in this heat number 6. First he comes down and this time he's jumped the start. That will be another rerun with all four. I suspect Valacek will get a warning from the referee there. So another try with heat number 6 then. The 2 minutes back on straight away. The rider in white off gate 3 there, jumping the start. He didn't hit the tapes, so it should just be a warning, and the riders will be back at the tapes in a moment, all four to restart. Gregor Valacek, not a happy night for him so far. Beaten first time out by Emil Seiferdinov, then a fall, and now a jump start. Thank you, David, for clearing things up. Yes, you used to turn right when you raced sidecars. Haven't seen sidecar speedway for years. Back in sport. So waiting for the rerun of heat number 6. Then Tim Chalmers with another vote towards team colours. So the overwhelming opinion seems to be positive in favour of them on Twitter tonight. Thanks for all your contributions. Certainly got you talking on Twitter tonight. There's Annie Rich, another one in favour of them. And Jonathan Barber as well. Thank you for all your tweets tonight. And we'll try again then with this rather troublesome heat number 6. Johan Anderberg being kept busy in the referee's box here. So Mikael Mikkelsen, gate 1 in yellow. Krzysztof Puskowski, gate 2 in red. Gregor Valacek, gate 3 in white. Peter Kilderman, gate 4 in blue. What's going to happen this time then? Troublesome old race this. There's Mikael Mikkelsen wondering what it's all about. So they get round the first turn at least this time. 13-17 the score. Mikkelsen, Puskowski, Valacek and Killerman. They get away down towards the first turn. Killerman's got away well, so has Mikkelsen. The Danes lead the poles again into the first turn. Round the outside, Peter Killerman. Good rapid ride there round the outside, finding the grip, and he leads the way. Here comes Valacek having a look at Mikkelsen. It's a 3-all as it stands at the moment. Peter Killerman, the former Swindon Robin, leads the way. Back in red once again, Krzysztof Puskowski. He seems to be struggling tonight, trying to catch Gregor Valacek for third place. Mikael Mikkelsen up there in second, but it's Killerman with the lead. Fine move around the outside there, coming off the second bend down the back straight. The leader is Peter Killerman ahead of Mikael Mikkelsen. Valacek in third. A high-speed procession here in this heat number 6. Third time lucky we're going to get a result out of this one. And it's Peter Killerman, the Dane. Second first time out, beaten by Mikael Mikkelsen. He's got his revenge over his fellow countryman here. Mikkelsen closing up. He's not going to catch him. Mikkelsen has to settle for second behind Killerman. Third is Gregor Valacek, and Krzysztof Puskowski still yet to score. Another 3-all in the book then. The score moves on to 16-20 in favour of the Blacksmiths. Win going to Peter Killerman. Didn't make the best of starts. It was a flyer from the inside for Mikael Mikkelsen. He got the lead, but his fellow countryman finding a patch of grip past the pits. Into the lead he went around the outside. Good stuff there, Peter Killerman. He may not be having the best of seasons in the Grand Prix this year, but a fine move around the outside there, having a good season in both Sweden and Poland in 2017. Mikael Mikkelsen second, and Gregor Valacek in third. The back in that one was Krzysztof Puskowski once again, 56.8 the winning time. That was a 3-all once again. It's Piraterna 16, Smederna still ahead on 20. On to heat number 7, Emil Seiferdinov going for his double, partnering Peter Carlsen. Waiting news on who's going to be in white, with Mate Zayar, of course, on rider replacement. He's out due to illness. Michael Jepsen-Jensen will complete the lineup. Winner last time out in heat number 5. Emil Seiferdinov, our winner in heat number 1. Peter Carlsen on 2 points. Just waiting to confirm the lineup for this one. It is A.Lebedevs in white. Let's get a shot of him there. Winner first time out in heat number 4 after Niels Christian Iversen's disqualification. I wonder if there was a flashback of the World Cup runoff for him in that one, in the first round in Sweden as Denmark went out. Had a couple of you messaging Sidecar Speedway. There is a meeting at Bellevue in October, 4th round of the British Sidecar Speedway Championship. We'll have finished our Swedish coverage by then. I'll go if I'm free. Anyway, Michael Jepsen-Jensen goes off gate 1 for heat 7 in yellow. Gate 2 in red we have Emil Seiferdinov. Gate 3 in white it's A.Lebedevs, and gate 4 in blue Peter Carlsen. Can the Pirates draw level with the first 5-1 of the night? Well, first 5-1 for either side. Just those two 4-2s in heats 3 and 4 for the Blacksmiths, separating the two sides tonight. Certainly a close encounter. We'll see how things are going elsewhere after this race. Before we cut to another break, we've got some more four-wheeled motorsport coming up for you while the track is graded. Don't forget our Polish meetings coming up after tonight's Swedish action. In position then, ready, almost ready for a start then. Emil Seiferdinov will start as the favourite here, going from gate 2. It's Jepsen-Jensen, Seiferdinov, Lebedevs and Carlsen for heat number 7. The revs rise, tapes up and they're away. Good starts from the inside by the rider in yellow, Michael Jepsen-Jensen. Seiferdinov in second place, Carlsen trying to come through on the inside. Also Lebedevs, they're 4 wide down the back straight, and it's Smederna who've gone to the front. Peter Carlsen, I thought, was slowing up there. Seiferdinov's run wide. Oh dear, the Pirates made a bit of a mess of that first lap, and it's Jepsen Jensen and Lebedevs who lead the way down the back straight. The Dane ahead of the Latvian, the Russian Emil Seifedinov in third place. Peter Carlson is at the back. Michael Jepsen Jensen looking good then for a second win tonight. Lebedev up there in second, Seifedinov in third. I think Peter Carlson may have dropped out. We've lost sight of him. I thought he was having bike trouble. So we've lost Peter Carlson in blue. And the Pirates are in trouble here. As things stand at the moment, they could drop out of the playoff places with a round of the league to go. We know that Ross Pigana currently beating Indianurna. It's a 5-1 to the visitors from heat number 7. Michael Jepsen Jensen the winner, Ante Lebedev in second. Third place for Emil Seifedinov. You don't see him on the wrong end of a 5-1 very often. Peter Carlson, a retirement. The red, white and black flags are waving. First 5-1 of the night goes the way of the visitors. And they go 8 points up after 7 heats. Peter Carlson pushed out wide there by Andrei Lebedev, who then went round the outside of the Russian Emil Seifedinov to join his partner at the front. It was almost 4 wide down the back straight. Seifedinov just went backwards around the first lap there. Then away went the Eskilstuna-Smederna pairing. A win going to Michael Jepsen Jensen from Denmark, ahead of Lebedev, Seifedinov, Carlson, a retirement. 57.1 seconds the winning time. It's Piraterna 17, Smederna 25. Have a look at the other scores so far. As things stand at the moment, Piraterna will be dropping out of the playoffs. Let's have a look at the scores from elsewhere, because it's Ross Pigana 30, Indianurna 16. There's another point gone missing somewhere in there. Yes, another 3-2 in heat number 5. So a very incident-packed meeting at Halstavik as the graders come out after heat number 7. At Vetlanda, Elite Vetlanda 30, Masana 24. Masana, as you mentioned, without Ty Woffinden tonight. Struggling as a result. They are 6 points down in that top of the table clash. Elite Vetlanda all set to extend their lead at the top of the league. And at Gislaved, well, rather sorry state of things for Leonen. It's Leonen 11, Dakana 37. They're only up to heat 8 there, and Dakana have almost won. Oh dear, what's gone wrong for Leonen in recent matches? They certainly seem to be struggling. They've not won a race yet tonight on their home track. Welcome back to Sweden here on Premier Sports. If he lands in the stadium, I hope he's going to pay his entry fee. A parachutist spotted by our cameraman there above the Motala arena. Nice of him to drop in. The score is currently 17-25 in favour of our visitors, Eskilstuna Smederna. Track being watered, a warm, dry day here in Sweden on this August evening. Things not going to plan for the Pirates, though. They needed a win tonight to try and secure their playoff place. One round of the league to go next week, of course. Pirates just conceded a 5-1 in heat number 7. Line up for heat 8, we'll see Andrei Lebedev, who was second in that 5-1 behind Michael Jepsen Jensen, out partnering Pontus Aspgren. They take on Peter Killerman and Krzysztof Puskowski. A few worried faces in the Piraterna camp at the moment. Of course, we had the Swedish Grand Prix at the weekend. There is the current standings in the Grand Prix series. Maciek Magic Janowski at the top, 5 points clear of Jason Doyle. Patrick Dudek in third, and Sweden's own Freddie Lindgren fourth, ahead of Ty Woffinden. Bartosz Mazlik was the winner of the Swedish Grand Prix. He sits sixth behind Ty Woffinden, and Emil Seifedinov, get his pronunciation right, and then Martin Vacilik and Antonio Lindbach. Your top 9. The top 8, of course, go through to next year's Grand Prix series. The rest will have to fight it out in the challenge this coming Saturday in Russia at Toliati. We had another yes for Team Kevlars on Twitter. We've had a couple, actually. Julie Cox says yes for Team Kevlars, although if there are injuries or team changes, you end up with them not the same at the end of the year. Perhaps you could make your team some then, Julie, if they have any changes. You never know. Colin Hounslow also says Team Kevlars definitely look more professional. Enjoying watching the Swedish Speedway here on the sunny Costa Blanca. Lucky you, Colin Hounslow. Enjoying Speedway while on holiday. I think everybody's on holiday at the moment, except us commentators. So we await heat number 8 then. The team managers working away on their programmes. There is Stefan Skill, the manager of Piraterna, working out what his next move is going to be. I wonder if we're going to see a replacement for Krzysztof Buskowski in this next ride. I couldn't quite see what he'd written there. Yes, it looks to me as though that could be Peter Killerman. Yes, Peter Killerman's in blue. Yes, he's already in the lineup, apologies. A.Lebedev in white. Yes, indeed, Emil Sayfutdinov comes in red to replace Krzysztof Buskowski. I thought I saw him putting a change into the programme there. So Emil Sayfutdinov takes a tactical substitution in place of the scoreless Krzysztof Buskowski, I think. It's come up on the graphic as Buskowski, but that looks like Sayfutdinov to me. Yes, that is Emil Sayfutdinov in red. There in white is A.Lebedev. Peter Killerman then off gate 1 in blue. Pontus Aspgren gate 2 in yellow. It says Krzysztof Buskowski in red, but that's definitely Emil Sayfutdinov at the tapes. And off gate 4 in white, A.Lebedev. So it is definitely Emil Sayfutdinov out in red, taking a substitute ride in this one for Piraterna. Unless he's confusing us on the Kevlars debate by wearing Emil Sayfutdinov's Kevlars and on his bike, then we definitely haven't got Krzysztof Buskowski in this race. Perhaps they're listening to me and deliberately trying to bamboozle me, who knows. Anyway, heat number 8 then. Let's see if the Pirates can fight back. Sayfutdinov and Killerman are out against Lebedev and Aspgren, the reserve currently on 4 points, winner in heat number 2 tonight. A.Lebedev currently unbeaten by a Pirates rider. Win and a paid win to his name so far. Here we go then with heat number 8, 17-25 the score. The revs rise for heat number 8, tapes up and they're away. Good start by Sayfutdinov in red, side by side with Killerman into the first turn. That's more like it from the Pirates. They lead the way down the back straight. Sayfutdinov leads it. Here comes Aspgren having a go at Killerman for second place up the inside. Lebedev makes a mistake on turn 3 but cuts down to the inside. And he's at the back at the moment. He wants to keep his maximum alive. Aspgren having a go at Killerman for second place. Can he get up the inside here into turn 3? He's giving it a good go, but Killerman cuts him off. Sayfutdinov leads the way. The Pirates will cut the lead back to 4 points if it stays like this. Killerman in second place. Up on the outside, A.Lebedev. He's going to lose his maximum here if he's not careful. Out in front, it's Emil Sayfutdinov. Good change there by Stefan Skill, living up to his name there as a team manager. Killerman in second place. Aspgren giving it a good go here again down the back straight, but there's not as much grip on the inside. He's going to try again off the final turn to get up the inside, but it's going to be a 5-1 to the home side. That is more like it from the Pirates. Sayfutdinov takes his second win, Killerman second, and A.Lebedev finishing at the back behind Pontus Aspgren. Home fans at last have something to celebrate after that very shaky first half of the meeting. 22-26, they still trail. So Emil Sayfutdinov, perfect ride there out in front in red. Peter Killerman with a great start into second place. Pontus Aspgren kept trying the inside. Maybe if he'd gone to the outside, it would have worked. There's the slight mistake from Lebedev, who tried to cut back onto the inside and get past the 2 riders ahead of him. If anything, he was frustrated more by his teammate there, Aspgren. He couldn't get past the Swede to try and have a go at the man in second place there, Peter Killerman. So that's more like it from the Pirates of Motala. Sayfutdinov, the winner in 56.9 seconds, ahead of Killerman, Aspgren and Lebedev. And the gap closes. Piraterna 22, Smederna 26. Apologies to Colin Hounslow. I said he must be on holiday on the Costa Blanca. He actually lives out there. He's corrected me on Twitter. Even luckier, Colin Hounslow. So apologies there. Sayfutdinov back in the pits. A quick refuel. He'll be out again in heat number 10 as we get ready for heat 9. This one should see Niels Christian Iversen and Daniel Davidsson. I can see Niels ready to go in the pits. Taking on Gregor Valacek and Mikael Mikkelsen, who's had a good day so far. 6 and a bonus. Gregor Valacek on 3 and a bonus after that eventful heat number 6. Niels Christian Puck Iversen, as he's known, yet to score. after his fall in Heat 4. Daniel Davidsson on 3 and a bonus. Ready for heat number 9. The halfway point of tonight's Swedish action at this multi-motorsports venue, the Motala Arena. You can see the motocross course behind the pits in the background. Here they come then up to tapes. The rider in yellow, Mikael Mikkelsen, former Eastbourne and Leicester man. Eastbourne, of course, now in the 3rd division of British Speedway. Partnering Grzegorz Waleczek, taking on Iversen and Davidsson. Niels Christian Iversen will be fired up after that fall in his first ride when he was locked in battle with Pontus Aspgren and A.Lebedevs. As we said earlier, it's not the first time Iversen and Lebedev's paths have crossed this season. So getting ready for heat number 9. 22-26 the score. Can the Pirates turn it round? A 5-1 would put them level. And then it would well and truly be game on in this Elite League round 13 match. Iversen gate 1 in blue, Mikkelsen gate 2 in yellow, Davidsson gate 3 in red, Waleczek gate 4 in white. I would say the odds slightly in the Pirates' favour going into this one. Daniel Davidsson may be a reserve. He's very experienced, as is his brother Jonas Davidsson, who holds the track record, in fact, here at Motala. 55.9 seconds. Fastest times tonight have been about a second off that. Daniel, the former Poole and Lakeside man, among others. See how he gets on here, paired with Niels Christian Iversen. No British racing for him this year. Replaced at Kings Lynn by Chris Holder, who of course has just parted company with the Kings Lynn Stars, and replaced by Thomas Harjonassen. We move on then to heat number 9. Iversen, Mikkelsen, Davidsson and Waleczek. Up go the tapes and they're away. Good start by the Smederna pairing, but it is Iversen who hits the first turn first. Waleczek going for the outside in white. On the inside is Mikkelsen. He goes second. Waleczek went out too wide there. Coming out of turn 2. He locks up a bit on turns 3 and 4. This could allow Davidsson to come through. It's Iversen up front then. Mikkelsen in second. Waleczek in third. The lead will be remaining at 4 points if it stays like this. Daniel Davidsson on the attack though from the back. He goes high to low around turn 4. We saw Lebedevs do that in the last race. It didn't work for him, and it's not worked for Davidsson either. Chasing Grzegorz Waleczek, the experienced Pole, the former Polish champion, still holding third. Here comes Davidsson having a go up the inside into turns 3 and 4. He moves Waleczek out wide. Get out of my way, says Daniel Davidsson, and he's through into third place, showing his mastery of his home track here. The gap will be down to 2 if it stays like this. Chasing after Mikael Mikkelsen. Has a look on the inside. He's not going to get there. Iversen's going to take the win. Mikkelsen second. Cheers for Daniel Davidsson. Aggressive ride there for third place. So the comeback is on for Piraterna. They're just 2 points down now, 26-28. The blue and white flags are waving for Niels Christian Iversen and for Daniel Davidsson. Iversen makes up for his earlier spill. Daniel Davidsson getting the start absolutely right as well. Tried to move across on Mikael Mikkelsen, but got crowded out by the Smederna pairing. Was there a slight jump start there? No, I don't think there was. In round the outside on the first turn was Grzegorz Waleczek, but it didn't work for him. Niels Christian Iversen able to lead all the way, and then Daniel Davidsson winning his point the hard way. Waleczek had to lift off there as Iversen took the line down the back straight. Moved ahead of the rider in yellow. Riders will be on their way to the tape shortly for heat number 10, the last one before the interval. And Daniel Davidsson, well, left Grzegorz Waleczek absolutely nothing at all there round turn 4. Aggression from the Swede to take a vital point for third place. Niels Christian Iversen coming through to take the win. Certainly aggressive style from him as well. Iversen the winner ahead of Mikkelsen, Davidsson and Waleczek. 56.9 the winning time. Piraterna 26, Smederna 28. One race to go before our interval tonight. Then we'll have some highlights of our recent match between Indianurna and Dakana for you from that one. A cracking match that was. But first of all, heat number 10. Emil Saifedinov and Damian Belinsky, the programmed riders for that one. Christian Everson's got a little bit of pain in his right shoulder there, possibly. Hope that's nothing too serious, probably just a legacy of his earlier spill. Could we see a change here in white? Yes, Linus Eklof has been replaced. He's scoreless, replaced by a reserve change. Pontus Aspgren comes in white to partner A.Lebedevs. So Pontus Aspgren on 5 points, Linus Eklof yet to score. A reserve change by Jekka Eriksson, the team manager of Eskilstuna Smederna. Emil Seifedinov will start as the favourite here, going from the outside this time. It's Aspgren from gate 1 in white, Balinski gate 2 in blue, Lebedev gate 3 in yellow, and Seifedinov gate 4 in blue. With the gap closed to 2, the home side can't use a tactical substitute to replace Damian Balinski, although I wondered if we might see Daniel Davidsson brought in here as a reserve. But Damian Balinski keeps his place. We get ready for heat number 10. There'll be a short interval after this for track grading and watering. So 26-28 the score then. Can the Pirates take the lead into the interval? We're about to find out. Aspgren, Balinski, Lebedev and Seifedinov are underway down to the first turn. Seifedinov taken wide by Lebedev. The two riders on the outside go very wide there. That's given Aspgren the lead. Up into second goes Balinski. It's the two reserves at the front. I thought we were going to have a catastrophe there on the first turn, and Lebedev being kept out of it by Balinski here. Here comes Seifedinov up the inside. That's clever riding by Balinski. He blocked Lebedev there to try and get Seifedinov through. It hasn't worked though. Aspgren leads the way. This could be an inspired reserve change by Smederna. Aspgren leads it. Here comes, and down goes the rider in blue, and I think Seifedinov, how did he miss the fence there? I thought he'd run into Damian Balinski there. Now, I don't think there was any contact. The race has been stopped. A bit too quick for the eye, all of that. Balinski's bike stuck under the air fence. He's up and okay. Now, was there contact there going into the first turn? I don't think there was. Tricky to see from the angle from turn 1 there. We'll wait and see what happened there. Balinski coming down into turn 1 under pressure from A.Lebedev. But I don't know how Emil Seifedinov missed him. I thought Seifedinov had gone straight on wallop into the air fence, but let's see what happened there. Lebedev was coming through on the inside towards turn 1. Balinski on the outside tries to move in. No, there was no contact. He just swung across in front of him, and Seifedinov, goodness me, missed him by millimetres and missed the air fence. Superb avoiding action there by the Russian. Lebedev coming barrelling up the inside, then swung his rear wheel out in front of Balinski. I think it was more startled than anything as he laid the bike down there, and Seifedinov amazingly missed him. Some shocked faces in the pit area there, to say the least. Balinski walking away. Now, let's see what the referee decides here. I suspect that will be an exclusion for Damian Balinski. Now, will that race be rerun? I think we're only on the second lap, so it will be a rerun without Damian Balinski here in this heat number 10. Yes, the blue light is on. Damian Balinski is disqualified as the cause of the stoppage. More bad news for the Pirates. That means they won't be leading going into the interval, whatever happens. Lebedev and Aspgren out against Emil Seifedinov for the rerun of this heat number 10. Well, you can't say tonight's meeting has been anything less than eventful. Very enjoyable racing, some controversial incidents as well. 2-minute warning sounds. We've had a couple more tweets come in. Neil Weaver, hello to you. Says the debate has caused a discussion in our household as well, as I personally like the team levels, while Anthony Weaver doesn't. Hope I haven't created a domestic dispute there. And hello to Tony Neal. Yes for Kevlars, he says. Can you wish Mildenhall Fen Tigers the best of luck at Birmingham tomorrow night, he says as well. It's National League action tomorrow night. Birmingham Brummies against the Mildenhall Fen Tigers. And meetings between those sides have traditionally been pretty eventful as well. It's always turned into somewhat wacky races when Mildenhall come to Birmingham. I'll actually be attending that match, so I'm looking forward to it as well. So, rerun of heat number 10 then. 3 riders only. 2 against 1. The lone pirate is Emil Seifedinov. It's Speaking of rider liveries, you may notice that bizarre cartoon design on A.Lebedevs' crash helmet. Not quite sure what it is. You have a look at that crash helmet if we get an up-close shot of it. So Pontus Aspgren gate 1 in white, no rider off gate 2, A.Lebedev gate 3 in yellow, and Emil Sayfutdinov gate 4 in red. Which way is this one going to, as we go into the interval? Then we'll have some highlights from the recent match between Indianerna and Dakana. Cracker that was as well. Here we go then, heat number 10, Aspgren, Lebedev and Sayfutdinov. Away we go with the rerun. Good start by the Smederna pairing. They lead the way. Well, Lebedev's going wide. Here comes Sayfutdinov up the inside. He's going past both of them down the back straight. Brilliant move by Emil Sayfutdinov. Third to first, out of shape there. Pontus Aspgren, goodness me, nearly hit his teammate. Lebedev goes through on the inside now. Russia versus Latvia. Shades of the World Cup here in first and second. Aspgren, the Swede, down to third place. Andrei Lebedev is on the attack here. Here comes Lebedev, he's having a look on the inside. Sayfutdinov is being reeled in. This is going to be an interesting one. We're into the third lap. Sayfutdinov leads the way. The gap will still be 2 points if he can win this, but Andrei Lebedev is not holding back. Here comes the Latvian. Goes to the outside, now to the inside, it's all over. Emil Sayfutdinov, can he get close enough for a last bend lunge? This is going to be interesting, trying to get a run on him down the inside into turn 3. He's going to barrel his way up the inside. He forces Sayfutdinov wide. The Russian tries to turn it back. Lebedev, is he going to get there? A photo finish. I don't know who got that. A photo finish between Andrei Lebedev and Emil Sayfutdinov. All we do know there is that Pontus Aspgren got third place. An incredible race between Emil Sayfutdinov and Andrei Lebedev. Sayfutdinov thinks he's won it. I've no idea. We'll have to wait for the photo finish replay. Lebedev cutting his way up the inside with the last bend lunge to force Sayfutdinov wide. He turns it back. Who's got there first? This is going to be really close. They come across the line. Very hard to tell. I think Sayfutdinov's just got it. By the width of a tyre tread, I think Sayfutdinov's got it. Well, it's down to the referee here, Johan Anderberg. He's had his work cut out tonight. Lebedev, there's the mistake on turn 2. He picked up drive, nearly went into the pit gate. That allowed Sayfutdinov to charge his way past, and by the reaction of the crowd in the background, I think Sayfutdinov's just been declared the winner. Lebedev had to race his way here at Motala. We'll be back with you with Heat 11 in a few minutes' time. Here in Sweden on Premier Sports, ready for Heat number 11 of tonight's Elite League action. It's Piraterna 29, Smederna 31 into Heat number 11, the second of our reserve races tonight. This one will see Daniel Davidsson and Damian Balinski take on Linus Eklof and Pontus Aspgren. No substitutions allowed in the reserves race, of course. So gate 1 in red will be Daniel Davidsson. Gate 2, Linus Eklof in white. He has yet to score. Gate 3 in blue, we have Damian Balinski. And gate 4 in yellow, it is Pontus Aspgren. He's on 6 and a bonus so far. Daniel Davidsson yet to win a race. He's on 4 and a bonus. They'll be the ones to watch here. Balinski fell in heat number 10. Was disqualified from the rerun. He's on 3 and a bonus. As we mentioned, Linus Eklof is yet to score. Twitter rather exploded during the interval. We'll try and get through some of your tweets as and when we can. Thanks to everybody who's got in touch. Been very busy on the old social media tonight. We get ready for heat number 11 then. This race, the corresponding lineup was a 3-all, won by Pontus Aspgren in heat number 2. Let's see what they can do from different gate positions this time. It's Davidsson, Eklof, Balinski and Aspgren. Away they go down to the first turn. Good start by Davidsson from the inside. Round the outside comes Pontus Aspgren. At the inside comes Balinski. It's going to be 3 wide for the lead as they come out of turn 2. It's Davidsson who's got the lead. Balinski again can't keep his front wheel down, and Aspgren goes up into second place. Balinski third, Eklof at the back. Daniel Davidsson, the home skipper, leads the way ahead of Pontus Aspgren. Has a look on the inside, coming out of turn 2, but all the grip is on the outside line now. Down the back straight they go. Aspgren side by side, almost there with Daniel Davidsson, who keeps his lead down the home straight. Damian Balinski, the pole, up there in third place. Linus Eklof looks like he's going home scoreless tonight, unfortunately. Well, Balinski looking for him there. Balinski trying to reel in Pontus Aspgren. I don't think they're going to catch Daniel Davidson here, who's going for his first win of the evening. It's going to be a 4-2 to the Pirates if it stays like this, but here comes Askren up the inside. He's having a look on the final turn. They get the 4-2 here. It's going to be scores level, but here comes Askren, here comes Eklof. They're not quite going to do it, either of them. It's a win for Daniel Davidson ahead of Pontus Askren. Third going to Belinsky, fourth for Eklof. Now 4-2 from heats number 11. The scores are now level, 33 apiece with 4 races to go. Daniel Davidson sending everybody else wide on the first turn, then continued to run Askren out wide. Belinsky nearly got up the inside, but again he got lift down the middle of the back straight there. Can't seem to keep his front wheel down in a straight line tonight. Daniel Davidson leading all the way, but Pontus Askren did not give up the chase there. He was determined to get up the inside. Just couldn't quite get the overlap on Daniel Davidson. It was the Swede who went on to take the win, the home skipper for the Pirates. Davidson the winner ahead of Askren, Belinsky and Eklof. 57.5 is winning time, and it's all square. Piraterna 33, Smederna 33. Hi to Sheila Hounslow. Thanks for getting in touch, Sheila. She says, when did Ty Woffinden get injured? Well, I can tell you, we had a crash riding in Poland yesterday. Was a bit battered and bruised, so not racing for Masana tonight. Jan Waring, hello to you, watching in Malta tonight, says enjoying the speedway. Please say hello to Sebastian, who's watching while on holiday with us in Malta. Hello to you, Sebastian. Hope you're enjoying the action as we get ready for heat number 12. The lineup for this one, seeing Niels Christian Iversen in red, Peter Killerman in blue. In white it is Michael Jepsen Jensen. He's taking the rider replacement for the unwell Mate Zagar, and Mikael Mikkelsen in yellow. Ben Clifton sent a few more tweets in as well, wishing the Kent Kings good luck at Plymouth on Friday night. As Ben Clifton already mentioned, a Kent Kings fan. Heat number 12, the lineup then. Michael Jepsen Jensen, the rider replacement, off gate 1 in white. Peter Killerman, gate 2 in blue. Gate 3 in yellow, Mikael Mikkelsen. And gate 4 in red, it's Niels Christian Iversen going for win number 2. Peter Killerman also going for win number 2. He's only dropped 1 point to an opponent, beaten by Mikael Mikkelsen in heat number 3. They take on Michael Jepsen Jensen, only beaten once, third place in heat 3. Completing the lineup for heat number 12 is Mikael Mikkelsen. He's on 8 and a bonus. 4 Danes then for heat number 12. This could almost be the final of the Danish Championship with these 4 out there. So getting ready then for heat number 12, the match in the balance. Bonus point in the balance as well, 33 apiece. The score going into this heat number 12, an all-Danish lineup get underway. Down to the first turn, the rider in white, Michael Jepsen Jensen, takes up the lead. Here comes Peter Killerman. He's blocked there by Jepsen Jensen and charging up the inside. Where did Mikael Mikkelsen find the grip from there? Iversen trying to get through on the inside. Jepsen Jensen's been sent wide. He's gone from first to last. Killerman on the attack there into turn 3. Side by side now around the second lap. It's Mikkelsen on the inside, Killerman on the outside, and Killerman's got the lead back around the outside. Incredible here in heat number 12. Iversen's come through to third. Jepsen Jensen got shunted out wide on turns 3 and 4 of the first lap. He's dropped to fourth as Peter Killerman continues to lead the way. And now here comes Iversen up the inside of Mikkelsen into turn 3. Is he going to take second place? Mikkelsen fights back around the outside, but Iversen's got him into second place. The Pirates go 1 and 2, and they're going to take the lead with 3 heats to go. A remarkable turnaround here in this match. They were behind for so long. Here come the Pirates home for a 5-1. They've plundered the points in heat number 12. Killerman wins it. Iversen second. Third place went to Mikael Mikkelsen, and Michael Jepsen Jensen at the back. Goodness me. 5-1 the score then to the Pirates, 38-34. They take the lead for the first time in tonight's match. What a turnaround over the last 5 or so heats. I don't know what the team manager said to them, but it's certainly worked. Good start there by Michael Jepsen Jensen. He led down the back straight. Mikkelsen blasted up the inside, and then Killerman fired up the inside, took out Michael Jepsen Jensen. He nearly fell, and suddenly he was first to last. Mikkelsen then led into the second lap, then Killerman around the outside and into the back straight. He took lead. There's just no stopping Peter Killerman tonight. He must be so frustrated that he can't repeat this form in the Grand Prix. Then Iversen up the inside into turn 3, taking Mikkelsen for second place. Well, the Pirates have been all at sea up to now, but now they're back on it well and truly. They're in the lead after heat number 12. Killerman the winner in a time 57.6 seconds ahead of Iversen, Mikkelsen and Jepsen Jensen. Score after 12 heats: Piraterna 38, Smederna 34. Well, not quite sure what to say there. Game on is all I can say going into the last 3 heats. Heat 13, we should see Peter Carlsson and Krzysztof Buskowski taking on Gregors Waleczek and Michael Jepsen Jensen out again. Let's wait and see if there are any changes to the lineup. Yes, we have a reserve change. We have 2 reserve changes, in fact. Daniel Davidsson comes in for the struggling Krzysztof Buskowski in red. It's Peter Carlsson in blue. Pontus Aspgren replacing Gregors Waleczek in white. And it's Michael Jepsen Jensen out again in yellow. So it'll just be a moment's pause while we wait for him, taking his second ride in a row. Ben Clifton also says, with reference to Plymouth, looking forward to my first visit down west since the Trelawney days. Trelawney Tigers, goodness me, I'd forgotten all about them. I rode at St Austell, the track where Chris Harris started his speedway career. Also hoping for a draw between Brum and Mildenhall Wednesday night to strengthen our hopes further. Thanks for that, Ben. Who knows what's going to happen between Brum and Mildenhall? Anything can happen. So we await the riders for heat number 13 then, just waiting for Michael Jepsen Jensen, being given a bit of extra time here, as it is his second ride in succession. Came in as the rider replacement for Mate Zegar. He's out with food poisoning. Get well soon, Mate. Peter Carlsson on only 2 points, partnered by Daniel Davidsson, a winner last time out in heat 11. Now the klaxon sounding there, is that the klaxon for the 2 minutes, or has he been disqualified? I'm wondering if Michael Jepsen Jensen, has he just been disqualified under the 2 minutes, or has the klaxon just sounded? No, he's on his way now. Yes, the other rider's still at the pit gate, so that was the initial 2 minutes, not the end of the 2 minutes. Sorry for the confusion there. I thought I'd heard the klaxon go off once there. My mistake. Michael Jepsen Jensen with the extra time allowed as he had 2 rides in succession. He's currently on 7 points. Pontus Aspgren, he's had a good night. 8 and a bonus so far for the Eskilstuna Smederna reserve. You could say the Pirates have been all at sea most of the evening, but now the Blacksmiths could be hammered over the last few races. Yes, I know. Daniel Davidsson, 7+1. Peter Carlsson on 2. It's Pontus Aspgren, though, off gate number 1 in white. Peter Carlsson, gate 2 in blue. Michael Jepsen Jensen, gate 3 in yellow. Daniel Davidsson, gate 4 in red. 38-34 the score. Tension really mounting here. It's going to be down to the wire again. Don't forget, coming into tonight, that 46-43 was the score on aggregate in favour of the visitors. So Eskilstuna Smederna were 3 points up for the bonus point. That means that currently Piraterna are 1 point ahead on aggregate. Here we go then, ready for heat number 13. Revs rise, tapes up, they're away. Great start from the outside by Daniel Davidsson, and Pontus Aspgren gets out with him. They are certainly sharp, the 2 reserves from the gate, and Jepsen Jensen is at the back. Well, this isn't going to script for the... hold him off. Round the outside, Aspgren second. Here comes MJJ, Michael Jepsen Jensen. He's got into 3rd place, ahead of Peter Carlsson, who's slightly off the pace tonight. Out in front, Daniel Davidsson in red. 2nd place, Pontus Aspgren. 3rd, Michael Jepsen Jensen. It'll still be 4 points the margin for Piraterna if it stays like this. Daniel Davidsson, their skipper, could be their saviour tonight. Aspgren in 2nd place. Jepsen Jensen in third. Well, the captain has certainly steadied the pirate ship tonight, but Peter Carlson having a go at Michael Jepsen Jensen. They're coming down towards the final turn. Can the veteran Swede get past the Dane? Davidsson will lead home Askren. Michael Jepsen Jensen holds on for third place. Davidsson the winner then. It's a 3-all from heat number 13. 41-37 now the score. Daniel Davidsson heads around in celebration. The pirate captain doing his job there. Great start from the outside gate across Michael Jepsen Jensen. He got crowded out by the pirates on the first turn. Rider in white, Pontus Askren, with another quick start. He moves into paid double figures, I think, now with that second place. Michael Jepsen Jensen going around the outside on the first lap, was able to take Peter Carlson. You can see Askren blocked Peter Carlson there into turn one to let Jepsen Jensen round the outside. It's good team riding by Pontus Askren. More frustration for the Pirates with Peter Carlson dropping to the back, but at least Daniel Davidsson took the win. 3-all the result of that one then. Davidsson the winner ahead of Askren, Jepsen Jensen and Carlson. 58 seconds the winning time. It's Piraterna 41, Smederna 37. So Daniel Davidsson back in the pits, pleased with his efforts there. 2 races to go. Heat number 14, Emil Seifedinov and Niels Christian Iversen for the Pirates. I think it's going to be Gregor Valacek in white for the blacksmiths here, partnering A.Lebedev. I think I just saw Gregor Valacek leaving the pits. Confirm that in any second now. Yes, it is Gregor Valacek out in white. So that's why he was taken out of heat number 13. Substituted by Pontus Askren because he's coming in here. That saves Gregor's having 2 rides in a row. Taking the rider replacement for Matej Zagar. Seifedinov and Iversen for the Pirates, taking on Lebedevs for the blacksmiths. This is going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Gregor Valacek's night started off okay with a second place. It's gone downhill since then. It's Seifedinov gate 1 in red, Lebedev gate 2 in yellow, Iversen gate 3 in blue, Valacek gate 4 in white. Some lineup here for heat number 14. Strongest lineup we've seen so far tonight, certainly. Be interesting to see who the team managers pick for heat 15 as well. I'd go with Seifedinov and Kilderman for heat 15 for the Pirates. Probably Michael Jepsen Jensen and Andrei Lebedev for the blacksmiths. But then again, I'm a commentator, not a team manager, so we'll wait and see what the team managers do. Almost ready then for heat number 14. 41-37, the Pirates lead. If they get a heat advantage here, they sew up the win. They can sew up the bonus point as well. Let's see what's going to happen. Heat 14, let's get ready to rumble. Away they go. Down to the first turn. Good start by Emil Seifedinov. Iversen's taken wide by Lebedev. Those 2 old rivals again, side by side down the back straight. Lebedev in the middle. Iversen around the outside. He's got second position. Lebedev trying to go through the middle, the Latvian. Seifedinov's gone from first to third. It's Iversen who's gone to the front. Lebedev's in second place. And now Lebedev up the inside will attack Niels Christian Iversen, the Latvian, against the Dane. They almost clash into turn 3. Seifedinov third. Valacek is at the back. If it stays like this, it'll be a 4-2 to the Pirates, and they will pretty much seal the win. Yes, they can only get the blacksmiths within 2 points of them. The bonus point will still be up for grabs, but Lebedev is not finished yet. 1 lap to go. Iversen leads. Lebedev in second place. He's going for the inside out of turn 2. Look out, Niels Christian Iversen. Up the inside, Andrei Lebedev. Can he turn it back in time? He sent Iversen wide. Lebedev is going to take it to a last heat decider. He's won it. Goodness me. Andrei Lebedev is riding out of his skin tonight. He's going for an extra lap, I think. Did the checkered flag not go out there, or have I miscounted? Well, the rider in blue has slowed up. I think Andrei Lebedev went for an extra lap just to make sure there. He takes the win in heat number 14. Second place went to Niels Christian Iversen. Third for Emil Seifedinov. Gregor Valacek at the back. I think he just put 5 laps in there to make certain, Andrei Lebedev. He didn't even see the flag. Well, that was all happening there. Seifedinov made the start. Lebedev went through the middle, down the back straight. Iversen then took the lead. Sayfutdinov went backwards. There's no grip in the middle of the track there. It's all on the outside. And then Lebedevs did not give up. He pursued Niels Christian Iversen, charged up the inside down the back straight, forced the Dane out wide. Brilliant race between these two. It looked as though Iversen was going to hang on. But then down the back straight for the last time, Lebedev just gave it everything he's got. What is it with these two riders? Who wants to repeat of the World Cup? Checkered flag for Andrei Lebedev, just to make sure. He never even saw the flag. Look, he went and did an extra lap. Lebedev the winner ahead of Iversen, Sayfutdinov and Valacek, a 3-all from heat number 14. 57.8 the winning time. It's Piraterna 44, Smederna 40. So Eskilstuna Smederna need a 5-1 to draw the match. If they get a heat advantage here, now can they still take the bonus point? We need to do some mathematics here. They're 3 points up from the first leg. Well, the return match, not the first leg, 'cause it's not a cup tie, of course. Now, the bonus point is still open if Smederna get a heat advantage. Whatever happens, they need a heat advantage. A 4-2 will get them the bonus point. A 5-1 will draw the meeting. That's what it comes down to. We'll check out the scores from elsewhere in the meantime. It's finished Rospigana 53, Indianerna 35. So Rospigana win and get the bonus point. Looks as though Indianerna are going to the bottom of the table tonight. Rospigana have taken 3 points there. Elite Vetlanda 54, Masana 36. So Elite Vetlanda win there and overturn the 8-point deficit. They win and get the bonus points. And well, it was very one-sided at Gislaved anyway. It's finished Leonen 30, Dakana 60. Oh dear, Leonen. Dakana win the bonus point there as well. We'll try and work out what the league table's going to be at the end of tonight once we're finished with our match here at the Motala Arena. Heat 15 coming shortly. Looks like it's Mikkelsen in yellow and Lebedev in white. Just awaiting confirmation of the two riders for the home side. Piraterna. I would suspect it's going to be Emil Sayfutdinov and Peter Kildemand for the Pirates, but as we were saying there, Elite Vetlanda won and got the bonus point against Masana tonight. That puts Elite Vetlanda on 27 points, Masana stay on 21. So we have 1 round to go. It looks as though Elite Vetlanda cannot be caught. They are going to stay top of the table ahead of the playoffs. Elite Vetlanda 27, Masana 21, Leonen and Dakana both on 18 points, and then below that is where it gets interesting because we're going to have to wait for the result of tonight's match. Rospigana are on 12 points, Indianerna on 9. It looks as though Indianerna are going to drop to the bottom of the table tonight. They were beaten by Rospigana. And it all depends on what happens here in this Heat 15. If we see a draw, and it means that 2 points go to the visitors, Smederna. Just waiting for the confirmation of the lineup to come through. Emil Sayfutdinov, we know, is in red, and Peter Kildemand in blue. So that's your lineup for Heat 15. Emil Sayfutdinov and Peter Kildemand will take on Mikael Mikkelsen and Andrei Lebedev. Heat number 15. Lebedev is in white, Mikkelsen in yellow, Sayfutdinov in red, Kildemand in blue. There's confirmation of your lineup for our last heat decider. Eskilstuna Smederna need a 5-1 to draw the meeting. For the bonus points, the home side are currently 1 point ahead. Sayfutdinov gate 1 in red, Lebedev gate 2 in white, Kildemand gate 3 in blue, Mikkelsen gate 4 in yellow. This could affect who gets into the playoffs and who misses out. Remember, the top 2 go straight into the playoffs. It looks like that is likely to be Elite Vetlanda and Masana. We won't know for definite until after next week's matches. The next 4 go to the quarter-finals. Top 2 to the semi-finals. The last 2 miss out. Bottom of the table, relegated to the Allsvenskan League. Only 4 clubs in the Allsvenskan this season: Västervik, Gripana, Vagana and Ornana. Wait to see if one of those will come up for 2018. Well, more wonderful racing we have seen tonight in Sweden. Which way is it going to go? Are the Pirates going to hang on for the win after they were behind for so long? They were 8 points down halfway through this match. Here we go, the last heat decider. Seyfedinov, Lebedev, Iversen, Kilderman and Mikkelsen, they're underway. Cutting back to the inside, the rider in yellow at the inside, Mikkel Mikkelsen, he's done it again. And Smederna are onto their 5-1, here comes Killerman. Mikkelsen blocks him, the two Danes together. It's Lebedev who has got the lead in white ahead of Mikkelsen with that inside cut, but he's lost second place. Seyfedinov up the inside, Mikkelsen back up the inside now into second. If it stays like this, it'll be a draw. Seyfedinov's gone wide, Killerman coming through. Well, Andrei Lebedev away and gone at the front, but Emil Seyfedinov needs to get past Mikkel Mikkelsen. He's gone way wide coming out of turn 2. He's lost his chance, I think, now, because Killerman has come through into third place. It's Lebedev from Mikkelsen. 1 lap to go. We're heading for a draw here at the Motala Arena tonight. Lebedev leads it, Mikkelsen in second. What an unbelievable match. It's going to end all square, and the bonus point is going to the visitors. It's a 5-1 to Eskilstuna Smederna. The home crowd is stunned into silence. It's the Eskilstuna Smederna fans who celebrate. The win goes to Andrei Lebedev. Goodness me, you can't predict anything in this sport. What a wonderful season it has been in Sweden this year, and, well, I think Eskilstuna Smederna might have just confirmed their playoff semi-final place with that result. Extraordinary. Fans almost mobbing the rider in yellow, Mikkel Mikkelsen there. The rest of the Eskilstuna Smederna side charge their way out onto track, so they score a point plus a bonus. That moves them onto 13. Piraterna onto 10. Piraterna, with that result, as it stands at the moment, drop out of the playoffs. Unbelievable. Look at the Eskilstuna Smederna fans celebrating. What wonderful scenes. I wouldn't have believed it possible against Seyfedinov and Killerman. But like I said, you can't predict anything in this sport this season. Both sides making phenomenal comebacks. Piraterna coming back from 8 points down to lead. They seemed all set for the win. And then that happens in heat 15. Andrei Lebedev gets the bumps from his teammates. Mikkel Mikkelsen is going to get the same treatment. Absolutely incredible climax. I could hardly keep up with the commentary there in the final race. There was so much going on there. Andrei Lebedev wins it ahead of the second place Mikkel Mikkelsen. It was Peter Killerman, I think, in third, and Emil Seyfedinov at the back. So a final score of 45-45 for the bonus point. 91 points to 88 in favour of Eskilstuna Smederna. I can't believe that. See what that means for the league table in just a moment. There is, of course, 1 round to go tonight. All that remains then is to run through the scorers from tonight's meeting, starting with Piraterna. Emil Seyfedinov scored 11 and 1. Peter Carlson 2. Krzysztof Puskowski no score. Peter Killerman 11 plus 1. Niels Christian Iversen 7 and 1. Daniel Davidsson 10 plus 1. And Damian Balinski 4 plus 1. For the visitors, Eskilstuna Smederna, Gregor Zvalishek scored 3 plus 1. Mikkel Mikkelsen 11 plus 2. Rider replacement for Mate Zegar. Michael Jepsen Jensen 8 plus 1. Andrei Lebedev 13 plus 1. Linus Eklof failed to score. Pontus Aspgren 10 plus 1 from 6 rides. Final score, Piraterna 45, Eskilstuna Smederna 45. That's 1 point each side, plus the bonus point for the visitors, Eskilstuna Smederna. So with one round to go, the league table, by my calculation anyway, apologies if I have got this wrong, looks like this. Elitvetlanda top on 27, Masana on 21, Leonen and Dakan are both on 18. Then Eskilstuna Smederna on 13, Rospigana on 12, Piraterna on 10, Indianerna on 9. So as it stands at the moment, there is one round to go next week, of course. Piraterna and Indianerna would miss out on the playoffs. Elitvetlanda and Masana would go straight to the semis, and the next four, Leonen, Dakana, Eskilstuna Smederna and Rospigana. Talk about getting out of jail. Eskilstuna Smederna could well have just rescued their playoff chances there. Piraterna in danger. This incredible twisting and turning Swedish Elite League season continues. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for watching tonight. Thank you to everybody who's got in touch via social media. It's been great to hear from so many of you tonight. I think I certainly need to lie down after that one. Don't forget, we're back with more Speedway next week from Sweden, and don't forget, 2 Polish fixtures coming up tonight. More Speedway action on Premier Sports. Rybnik taking on Torun, and then Zielona Góra against Gorzów here on Premier Sports tonight on your fix of Speedway on a Tuesday night. We'll see you back here same time next week at 6:10. Until then, this is commentator Dave Goddard signing off here on Premier Sports from all of us here at Premier and here in Sweden at the Motala Arena. Thank you very much for watching.